Hello, hello. I am Coach Cori Sartori. I empower high-achieving women to shift their mindset to grow their self-belief, confidence, and business. I am excited to share with you today how to grow your self-belief. I know that this is such an important part of self-development. It is something that I have been working on and cultivating for many, many years. And it's at times self-belief will, diminish, or it might waver, but the tools that I'm going to share with you today are the tools that I use and help my clients use to really cultivate self-belief and keep believing in yourself so you can move forward to achieve your goals. So maybe you're asking, what is self-belief? And I'm going to give you a quick definition of what self-belief is, but self-belief is a person's belief in their ability to complete tasks and to achieve their goals. Self-belief is confidence in your own abilities or judgment. And so self-belief is different than confidence. Self-belief comes before confidence. So self-belief is really faith in your abilities. And confidence comes from proof that you can do things. So if you won that baseball match, if you were able to swim that lap, if you were able to build your business, right? That gives you proof. And so that really gives you confidence, but your self-belief comes before that. And we're all born with self-belief. We all have it. But depending on our life experiences, our childhood, who we're surrounded with, our self-belief can go away. So if you were raised in a negative environment, an unhappy environment, maybe you had traumatic experiences, your self-belief can diminish from that. And it takes time to grow it and to build it back up. I know for me, my self-belief was diminished when I was probably middle school, high school age. That's like where I really can say it started. But I didn't gain my self-belief back till I was in my 30s because I didn't realize I didn't have it. And self-development at that time wasn't really a focus for me. I didn't know I needed to be different. I didn't know I needed to work on myself. I didn't know that I could have happiness if I chose to put in the work to become the best version of myself. And so when I started working on myself, I started finding the self-belief, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. And so, most of you guys know in 2016, I quit my full-time job to start my coaching business, and I was all in. I fully believed I was going to be a success right away, that it was going to be easy breezy. And it was difficult and it was hard. So about 9 months into my coaching business, running my business, I went back to working a full-time job. And I kept my coaching business because I still had self-belief that it was going to work out. But it had, through that fear that comes up for you, that fear of failure, that self-doubt, my self-belief needed some more work. And so I spent more time over probably from 2017 till 2021, early 2021, really cultivating and growing and working on my self-belief, because I know how valuable it is when you fully believe in yourself. Because even when obstacles arise within your business or in your life or in your relationship, if you really believe in yourself, you're going to keep moving forward. You're not going to let that stop you. And so I worked on it more, and that's why I love supporting women with self-belief and self-worth and confidence in these things, because yes, you may have them in moments of your life, but there will be times where they're challenged, or you lose it, or you have to work really, really hard to keep it. And for me, as somebody who had been running other people's businesses for so long, it was easy to do that. But once I had to run my own business, my self-belief wavered, and I had to remind myself that I needed to keep working on growing myself, especially within self-belief and confidence, because that's part of being a business owner. That's part of being an entrepreneur. And I'm so grateful that I get to share these tools and resources and ideas with other women so they can be successful in their relationships, in their life, in their health, and so much more. So, I can say now I fully believe in my abilities to be a successful business owner, and I've proven it to myself over the past 8 months. And so now I really have that confidence to back it up as well. And so if you are lacking self-belief, I want to offer you 5 actions today to help you start building your self-belief back up so you can really become the person that you are meant to be, so you can step into your power and do things that are hard, but you'll keep moving forward because you believe in yourself. And so those 5 actions I want to share with you today. The first one is know who you want to be. And I think this one is so valuable. When you are very clear on who you are and where you want to go, it is easier to stay on that path. And so I always have clients write out a vision, a 10-year vision for their life. Where are they headed? And getting really clear on who they want to be in the next 10 years. We will review core values, and other things. One of the things that I think is really helpful when getting clear on knowing who you want to be is I have my clients write out a legacy. So it's their 80th birthday and they're writing out a story or a script or something, like somebody that's important to them in their life is speaking. They're saying this about that person. And so I have them write out what their legacy will be. And that really gives them the idea of the actions they need to take to become this person. And so they start acting like this person. They start showing up as this person because the core values align, and who they want to be is so exciting, and it's a way to start believing in themselves. And so really getting clear on who you want to be. So write out a vision or write out your legacy or find a mentor that can help you get clear on who you want to be and how you want to show up in the world, because that will help you start becoming that person. So the next thing I want to share with you is positive affirmations. This is something that most of you know I do almost every single day. I have a list of about 10 positive affirmations I speak out loud every morning. And when my self-belief begins to waver, when I get stressed or overwhelmed, I go back to my positive affirmations and I speak them over and over and over as many times as I need to. And with that, there's been times this year, because I stopped working last year when I went through cancer treatments. And so I didn't start really focusing on my business until last October, November. And so coming back from not really working for 6 to 9 months because of cancer treatments, it was challenging at times. The fear came up, the doubt came up. But because I have been speaking my positive affirmations out loud for months and months and months, days on days on days, weeks on weeks on weeks, I have been able to keep moving forward even when it gets hard, because I believe in myself. I have that self-belief, and you can have it too. So if you don't already have a positive affirmation practice, I challenge you to start that today. The third thing I want to share with you in cultivating self-belief and growing that is to do one thing a day that scares you. And this can be from anything from having that hard conversation in your relationship. It can be asking for that promotion at work, or it can even be making that sales call at work. It can be going to the grocery store alone. Like, there's so many things that we all come from different experiences. And so there's certain things that maybe scare you that don't scare me, or maybe there's things that cause me to feel scared or fear that you're like, oh, that's no big deal. And so we're all different. And so I challenge you to make a list of 10 things that scare you. And it doesn't have to be big things. It doesn't have to be jumping off a cliff. It can be something, like sending that DM, or asking for that sale, or asking that person out on a date. There's these things that can scare you. They don't have to be huge, big things. But when you start that practice, you start proving to yourself, okay, I've done a hard thing, I can do it again. I've done a hard thing, I can do it again. And I think that's really valuable, because that's going to help build up your confidence, not just your belief, but also your confidence. So the next thing I want to share with you is shut down the negative self-talk. And so for me, this is something that really changed my life, and it really helped me start bringing into my world, manifesting the things that I wanted. So back in 2015, it was the fall of 2015, I was in a seminar, and this woman was talking about vision, right? And I've already been writing out my vision for a couple years and my goals. But then she started talking about an anti-vision. And she said, you can have this beautiful vision created for your life, but if in the back of your mind, it's telling you you're never going to have it, you're never going to have it. She probably said it a lot more eloquently than I just did. But that clicked with me, because on my vision, I had been writing out, I want to get married and have a family. At this time, I was 34 years old. I'd been single for a really long time and wasn't having any fun in the dating world, but didn't have any great prospects. But that was something I wanted. I was like, I want to get married. I want to have kids. This is important to me. But in the back of my mind, my anti-vision was telling me, you're never going to have it. You're never going to have it. So anytime I would think about this vision that I want, the negative self-talk would say, you're never going to have it. And so that anti-vision really stopped me from creating and manifesting that life I wanted. But once I built awareness around it and was able to stop it, it was within 6 months that my husband came back into my life, and a couple months later we were dating, and by the end of the year we were engaged to be married. So I know that once I built my awareness around that anti-vision and shut down that negative self-talk, I was able to start manifesting or drawing in all of these beautiful things that I wanted. This vision that I'd been reading over and over and over started to come into my life once I was aware of the negative self-talk. So if you hear that little negative voice in your back of your head saying you can't do it, it's never going to happen, speak out loud and just say stop, and then start saying your positive affirmations, right? You need to practice turning it around. Building that self-awareness will really help shift your mindset. So the last thing that I want to share with you in growing your self-belief is to reevaluate your circle. And this is super important, because if you are surrounding yourself with negative people, people that are naysayers, people that are telling you your goals are silly, people that are teasing you for wanting to have more in life, those are not your people. And so really reevaluate. This is something I ask clients to do, is make a list of the 10 people they spend the most time with, and like make a list of what value are they adding to your life and what are they taking away. And if the list of what they're taking away is bigger than that value they're adding, you need to limit your time with them or cut them out completely. And this is something that I had to realize. I had spent a lot of time hanging around the same group of people for a really long time when I was younger. And I wasn't moving forward. I was staying stuck. I was drinking a lot. I wasn't showing up as my best self. And once I started to shift the people I spent my time with and started spending time with positive people, that made a huge impact on my life. That changed so much. And these people, the people that I spend my life with now, the people that I talk to, even if they're my best friend and I don't talk to them more than once a month or once every 6 months, like I have some really, really powerful people in my life that I don't talk to them every day. Some live in New York, some live in LA, some live in San Francisco, but I have such amazing relationships with them because they're positive people. They cheer me on. They show up for me whenever I need them. And I have that same community here in Salt Lake City because I have made the decision to only have positive people in my life, people that are bringing me up and cheering me on, and people that are positive and supportive and are grateful. Those are the people I want to surround myself with. And so reevaluate your circle, see who you're spending time with, and see who you maybe need to cut out or cut back. So those are the 5 actions I wanted to offer you today in growing your self-belief. And I hope that you took some notes. I hope you found value in this. But really growing your self-belief is absolutely transformational. I'm so grateful that I stayed committed to working on it and I didn't just give up, because there's times I think where people think, oh, you're a life coach, everything should be perfect, or you should know how to handle everything. And maybe I have all those tools and resources, but sometimes I need a kick in the butt to remind me of like, okay, yes, these are the actions I need to be taking, or I need to spend a little bit of time working on myself. And I'm grateful that I have the awareness enough to know that, hey, this isn't going right. What can I do to educate myself, or what can I do to lift myself up, or teach myself something new so it doesn't hold me back? And so I just want to share those actions with you, and I hope that you choose to take them on. I have 5 spots open for my coaching program in July. So if you are ready to transform your life, if you want to grow your self-belief, your self-worth, your self-love, confidence, if you want to let go of your limiting beliefs and so much more, please send me a DM right now with the word program to find more info on how my program can help you change your life. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for being you, and I look forward to connecting soon.